Did you think Pompeii had told all its stories? That the city frozen in ash had revealed every secret? Well, think again. For centuries, we've pieced together ancient Roman life from the ruins. But the latest discoveries from a long-lost neighborhood, Region 9, are completely rewriting history. We're about to uncover the deepest, most astonishing secrets that have been buried for 2,000 years, revealing everything from the darkest side of Rome to sketches made by a child's hand. Archaeologists have just unearthed a magnificent banquet hall, its walls painted a dramatic jet black. Imagine a room 15 meters long, designed for pure luxury and spectacle. But why black? It was a stroke of genius. The dark walls made soot from the oil lamps invisible. More importantly, the flickering light would make the stunning frescoes on the walls seem to dance and come alive, creating a moving, mythological world for the guests. The floor beneath was a breathtaking mosaic of over 1 million tiny, perfectly white tiles, creating a stark, beautiful contrast. The artworks themselves weren't just decoration, they were conversation starters. They depict dramatic tales from Greek mythology, like the fateful encounter between Helen and Paris of Troy, the ancient world's biggest celebrity scandal. These images were designed to provoke debates about love, destiny, and the will of the gods. Was Helen a victim of fate, or did she follow her heart? This hall was a space for the elite to dine, debate, and display their cultural sophistication. It offers a rare, vivid glimpse into how Pompeii's wealthiest citizens lived and thought. But the luxury didn't stop there. Connected directly to this grand hall, researchers found a huge private spa complex. We're talking a full-on wellness center with a cold room, a changing room, and a pool. The walls were decorated with vibrant scenes of great athletes, creating an atmosphere that combined art, wellness, and social prestige. For the Roman elite, bathing wasn't just about getting clean. It was a statement of status, a place to see and be seen. This home was a palace of pleasure. Yet amidst all this luxury, a much darker, more tragic story was sketched onto the walls by a child. Just 1/2 meter from the floor, archaeologists found charcoal drawings. These weren't playful doodles. They were vivid, brutal scenes of violence, gladiators with spears, hunters fighting wild beasts, and boxers falling in defeat. Chillingly, small handprints were found outlined on the very same walls. Psychologists believe these drawings weren't from imagination. These children were drawing what they saw in the arena. It's a haunting reminder that in ancient Pompeii, brutal violence wasn't virtual, it was live entertainment, and it seeped into every corner of life, even into the minds of the very young. Now for a discovery that made headlines worldwide. Did archaeologists find the world's oldest pizza? Well, not exactly. A stunning still-life fresco shows what looks like a round flatbread on a silver platter. Since tomatoes hadn't arrived in Italy yet, it's technically not a pizza as we know it. But this flatbread is covered with toppings like pomegranates and spices, served with a special sauce. What's fascinating is the contrast. Humble food presented on a luxurious silver tray. It is the ancient Roman equivalent of posting a picture of street food on fine porcelain for social media. Just nearby, they even found the brick oven where it might have been cooked. This discovery exposes the most shocking side of Roman slavery. While the rich feasted on their fancy flatbread in magnificent halls, the very grain for their bread was produced through unimaginable cruelty. Back in the elite home, another room reveals the spiritual side of daily life. Archaeologists uncovered an intricately decorated blue room, a sacred space for rituals. The vibrant blue pigment was incredibly expensive, a clear sign of the room's importance. On its azure walls, beautiful female figures represent the 4 seasons. Inside they found 15 large transport jars called amphorae and bronze items used for rituals. These people didn't just go to a temple to worship. They built sanctuaries right inside their homes, weaving religion into the very fabric of their domestic lives. Pompeii's secrets also extend to how the city was built. A perfectly preserved Roman construction site has been discovered, revealing the secrets of their legendary engineering. They found tools, piles of materials, and, most importantly, evidence of how they made their incredibly durable cement. The secret was hot mixing. They mixed quicklime and sand before adding water, which created a chemical reaction that heated the mixture. This made the cement set much faster and stronger. They basically invented quick-drying cement 2,000 years ago. This technique helps explain why monumental structures like the Colosseum still stand today. Of course, the story of Pompeii is ultimately a human tragedy. In a small, sealed room, excavators found the skeletons of a man and a woman. They were surrounded by a hidden cache of their most precious valuables, gold and silver coins, and fine jewelry. The woman was found lying on a bed, still clutching her treasure. They had tried to ride out the eruption, hoping their wealth could somehow save them. It couldn't. It's a powerful, grim reminder that in the face of nature's fury, worldly possessions mean nothing. In another part of the ruins, an even more heartbreaking story unfolded. Archaeologists found the remains of 3 more victims, 2 adult women and a small child, only about 3 or 4 years old. They had survived the initial suffocating fall of ash, but were crushed later when the building's ceiling collapsed. The position of their bodies suggests they were a family seeking refuge together in their final moments. This discovery puts a face on the tragedy. These weren't just numbers or skeletons. This was a family, and that was a small child whose life was cut short. Everyday life is also coming into focus. Imagine having a public laundry or a fullo built right into the lobby of your apartment building. Residents literally had to walk past large vats of clothing soaking in clay, water, and even human urine just to get home. Workers would stomp on the clothes with their bare feet to clean them. It's a fascinating, if not entirely pleasant, look at the practicalities of urban Roman life. The Romans also put their politics on display. Inscriptions supporting a politician named Aulus Rustius Verus were found carved directly on public walls, an ancient permanent version of Twitter, ensuring his name would survive for 2,000 years. The eruption of Vesuvius didn't just stop life, it stopped time. 2 ancient homes were found in the middle of a renovation. Tools were left abandoned, and piles of materials were left waiting. In a ruined bedroom, a beautiful bronze candelabrum, a luxury designer lamp of its day, lay overturned. In another room, experts made a perfect cast of a simple bed, even finding faint traces of the pillow's fabric. These aren't grand monuments. They are intimate spaces that show us how ordinary people lived, right up until their world ended. Pompeii is not a dead city. It is speaking to us, and with each new discovery, its voice gets louder, clearer, and more human than ever before. Thanks so much for joining us on this incredible journey back in time. If you were as fascinated by these discoveries as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history.